Hello there, welcome to the NeuroVerse. My name's Luke, and this is my story.
Hello there, it's me, Matthew. Welcome back to the NeuroVerse, where we're continuing Luke's story. This is Luke.
Hello, hello.
If you haven't seen episode 1 or episode 2 of Luke's story, please check out the channel. There is a playlist dedicated to Luke's story. As they come out, they'll be added onto there. But we've talked about kind of Luke as a person, his experiences, and kind of just general. Luke gave 3 words that we're going to go into a little bit more detail in, and we're on the second of those words, which is patience. Patience. You might see as well that we're no longer drinking tea because there's only so much tea you can drink. So we've changed it to a carbonated soft drink. Pepsi Max. Other soft drinks are available, but Pepsi Max, if you are interested, sponsorship. But yeah, so patience. Thanks for having patience with me while I did that plug there.
Yes, that was a nice segue.
Okay, so patience. What does that mean to you in terms of neurodiversity then?
From my perspective, it's knowing to have the understanding of being patient with people that do have neurodiverse challenges, even if I could say it correctly, that would help.
Yeah, that's a challenge in itself. There you go.
But and there's your patience with me there.
Yeah.
But
it's
yeah,
all connected.
It's when scenarios occur and when situations occur where you do have to learn to have patience in certain situations, because something might be straightforward for you could be an incredibly, a mountain for someone to get over. And in those situations, learning to have patience to support that, I think, is vital. To be able to give people the space that they need for certain scenarios as well, certain situations. And I say that from personal experience as well, from people that have been around me that have struggled with their challenges and their neurodiversities, and me as a person knowing when to have those moments to step back and go, well, I need to give them I need to have the patience to let them do what they need to do. And sometimes that's not easy.
No,
patience is not just a simple scenario of going, yep, I'll be patient now. There's a million different variables that could lead into a situation where you can be very frustrated. And that's kind of the point that I'm trying to make, in those frustrations, you've got to learn how to be patient to allow it, not to frustrations to bubble over.
and obviously, you're saying that that's not directed at me, because there's no reason at all why you you did it.
I did it.
You said you wanted to go do the office thing, and you did it.
I had to do it for that one.
Okay, all right.
That was the only time it would ever be applicable.
Yeah. So, and I can imagine that there are times when you've had to apply patience dealing with some people, not naming any names, that because I know that, like myself, if I've come across something that I'm like mega excited about, you'll get like 5 or 6 WhatsApp messages, maybe 2 or 3 phone calls, in a really short period of time. And I'm positive, as much as you love hearing my voice and I'm the light of your life, that you wanna make sure that you're both understanding that this is something that right now you just need to get over.
Mm-hmm.
And you answer the phone every time without fail, or if you do, or if you're unable to, I get a message very, very quickly back just to explain I can't do this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that you've got other people in your life as well as myself, I can imagine it being really frustrating.
Well, you're obviously perfect, so that's fine.
I am. Thank you for that.
So I could.
That's on camera now.
Yeah,
I've got that. That's documented.
That's it. That's
Thank
going
you.
straight on your personal statement for if anyone needs that in the future. No, it's a funny one, because as much as we could all sit here and say, "Oh yeah, I'm really, really patient," we all have moments where we just want to scream and shout because something's not going right. And I know I could be more patient in certain situations, and I know that I feel like people could probably be more patient with me. But that's a totally different scenario, I think, where those are situations that I can probably control in terms of people being patient with me. Whereas I always feel like if there's someone with a neurodiverse challenge that they're dealing with something that they need to process, it's a situation that their mind doesn't necessarily work in the same way to process that information, then yes, I do need to step back and allow that process to work for them and to be patient in that situation. And that's when I've tried to learn over the years when friends, family, loved ones around me have those scenarios, those situations, let that patient process grow, because that's how they'd manage it. And I feel like it's not up to me as a person to dictate how they should manage it, because it's never my choice to dictate. It's their choice, not even a choice. It's their brain that's dissembling something, and whether that's something that they're really excited about, or whether that's something that they're struggling to understand, or whether that's something that they're upset by. Who am I to be, in what world should I be anything but patient to allow that to process correctly for them? Correctly, it's not even the right term. It's how are they as a person managing that situation, and how am I as a person allowing them to be patient to go through that? And that's a question that I suppose I ask myself: am I being patient enough to allow that moment to occur in whatever way it may be?
You are very mindful of others. I think that comes across loud and clear in what we have talked about already. You're very much kind of putting other people before yourself. That probably at some times would be to a detriment to your own mental health. It means you kind of take a little bit more on, and a bit more on, a bit more on for other people. There must be at some point, and this might come up as a conversation point in a future video, around kind of it's not about making allowances for people with neurodiverse conditions, but it's kind of when is the good point to turn around and say, right, okay, I know you have challenges, but this is either not okay, or something needs to be addressed. And I think that might be a conversation for maybe another video a little bit further on, because it's a fine line, there's a balance to kind of do, because I'd be interested to hear your perspective on that as someone that is trying to give everyone the benefit of the doubt and trying to be mindful of what other people are going through, sometimes potentially to the detriment of yourself, because you are a genuinely lovely guy.
But possibly, yeah, I think it is probably a discussion worth having, because I think I said in another video that you also, I try not to treat anyone differently, but it's almost hypocritical in the sense that I try then be more patient with people that have challenges. So maybe that's not quite as true as it sounds, but I think there is an element of, you're right, to be mindful to others, you have to accept that you have to take a step back from yourself to accept that. And I try to view from a third perspective, in a sense of what, especially in neurodiverse capacity, who am I to ever understand what that person's going through? Therefore, who am I to, I can't fully understand what's happening, but the least I can do, and it goes back to the other videos that we've made already, I guess, that what can I do to help that situation for them, to make sure that they're comfortable? And I suppose that leads back to what then you're saying, and it's just how I view it as my person. I don't think it's necessarily the right way to do it or the wrong way to do it. It's just how I handle those situations, and helping people that, or helping myself to understand what people are going through within our neurodiversities.
Well, I think it's safe to say that you are a wonderful human being, and I'm not just saying that as it's hearing you from this one and some of the other videos as well, is it's the way you are putting other people and being mindful of other people as your first go-to response is impressive, and it's there should be more people like you, Luke.
Well, it's kind of you to say. I don't. Yeah.
Well,
that's nice of you to say.
just like you said, I'm perfect. That's documented. I can't hide from it. It is what it is. It's the truth. So with that, then I think that's pretty good for this episode. We got the kind of the last episode in your kind of story, your last word coming up, which is around kind of support. Be interested to see kind of where we go exploring that topic. But again, I want to say thank you very much for doing this. Thank you for coming, being a part of the NeuroVerse journey.
Right.
If this has resonated with you, then again, pop in the comments below your thoughts, your experiences. And don't forget to like, subscribe, bell icon, all of that wonderful stuff. Share, spread the news. Again, if we can make one person not feel alone and they resonate with one of these stories, then it's worth it. So again, thank you, Luke. Thank you for you guys watching, however you are. And we will see you in the next episode. Thanks, guys. Cheers.